Welcome to SoCal Surf with Dan Nappy. It's a perfect day at Huntington Beach. If I don't know what a perfect day is, it's perfectly glassy, smooth, no wind, so the water's just you can see the reflection of the pier in it, and just beautiful. And they were about shoulder high, average wave size. Some will come in a little bigger, but very rarely. Most of them were about that size, about shoulder. And there were A-frames, which basically means that if you look at a capital A, it's a peak and it goes out from both directions like a wedge. And so it breaks left and right, so you can take either one. You just get a little bit of positioning, and you can go either direction you favor. Some waves came in with more of a left. I think a few came in that were just definite lefts. And I happened to get one of those. It just came to me. I was just sitting there and turned around, and there it was. So I just turned quickly and a couple of paddles, and I was in, because it was pretty steep. And so I took off and did a good bottom turn, just so smooth and glassy. There's no bumps in the wave face. And then I came off the top, and then I looked down the line. I can see that it was starting to build up down the way, so I needed to go faster. So I stepped on the gas, and basically what that means is I just put my weight forward, kind of lean forward, and try to get that board going faster. And I was flying down the line as the wave was peeling over my shoulder. It wasn't very hollow, so I really couldn't get under it, but it was splashing on me as I rolled down the line. And I made it past that section and did a nice turn off the top, which is a nice even spray. And like I say, when it's smooth like that and you lean into that wave down the face, it just makes like a spray like you would on a water ski or on a single ski. Just a beautiful spray. Then I had to dip down a little bit to step on the nose a little bit to get to drop back down, and then another bottom turn, then it built up again, so I was able to go down the line even further. And then one more little bit of off the top, kind of drifted that back into the wave, and then as it ended, the wave kind of fizzled. I just did a super hard left out of the wave and just sunk down and grabbed the nose and paddled back out. And, of course, the old drawback of getting a long ride is you got a long paddle back out. But it wasn't bad. I mean, the waves weren't super powerful. They weren't hollow. So you could duck dive them pretty easy. You weren't threatened by them. They didn't jolt you around very much, if at all, really. I mean, even Wesley could have surfed these waves. They were nice shaped and not very threatening. So he could have easily been there and enjoying this set at Huntington Pier, which he's not a fan of Huntington. But this would have been a good day for him as well. And so paddle out. You can kind of, if you see the peaks, you can kind of paddle around them for most ways. And occasionally one to come in, you have to duck dive under, but not very big, not very strong to knock you around. So I was able to paddle back out off that one. And then just as you're getting out and you're kind of tired of paddling out, another wave comes to you and you take that one. And so I did another bottom turn. This time I was going right, which is my backside. I was just going right, and all of a sudden I kind of peel a little to the left to get to the bottom of the wave, and then did a hard bottom turn, and then tried to whip it off the top, but the wave wasn't quite strong enough, or I whipped it too late, and I wasn't able to drop back down, but fizzled out the back, and which was good. And it was short, but it was fun. A couple of big turns there, and the rest were, I think most of them were lefts again. Seems like the summer you get a lot of lefts, because the waves come in a little more from the south. And the winter, it seems like I get a lot more rights because the waves come in more from the north. And they're usually bigger and stronger. So, and this time I was still on my 6-foot board, which is hard to paddle, but it was I was able to catch most of the waves I tried for. And also my backside was a lot better because it's been a little weak on that board. But so I was able to do some really good turns on the backside on a wave, and then really good smooth turns on the lefts. The board is so quick. I mean, I just whip it back real easy when I want to. So it's a good short board for those type of waves. That's the one I always use at Huntington. I've been using it at Newport, but I really prefer the other one at Newport because the waves they're just kind of small. And unless it's a big day, you need a little more surfboard to catch them. So I took my Huntington board, let's call it, 6-footer, and it went well. Beautiful day. Everybody I was with were catching waves left and right, and just a lot of volume, a lot of waves. Sometimes I catch 2, 3, or 4 waves And that's not a lot of waves to catch, but I was catching one after the other. I lost count. I don't even know how many waves I got today. And yesterday was another good day. Tomorrow, unfortunately, looks like it's going to be smaller, which is going to be really difficult because the tide will be up higher, and you may not even get any breaks on the outside. They might just fizzle out. So we're going to have to wait and see what that looks like. So it may or may not be very good tomorrow. We're just going to have to take a look-see. There was a seal in the water, which is, for Huntington, I don't think I've ever seen a seal in the water at Huntington. There used to be one that would sit in the sand and bask in the sun, but that I haven't seen him for a while either. They must have tried to relocate him. They've moved him several times. He keeps coming back, but I haven't seen him now for over a year, so he must have moved on. But I didn't see the seal, but everybody else did, and it was right by us, and I don't know if it's the same seal that's been there or if it's a different one, but I don't usually see a lot of seals at Newport. I usually see a lot of dolphins, and I didn't see any of those today. There were a couple yesterday, but I didn't see any today. And then another little weird thing, that these little fish, these ones I told you about yesterday that were about half a pencil size, you'd be paddling out and then a whole school of them would just jump out of the water, like an inch out of the water, but it would freak you out, and then you have to wonder, and Craig was saying, I wonder what's underneath there that's spooking those fish. You don't want to talk about that. So those little fish would jump out of the water right in front of you a lot of times. I don't know if we spooked them, if there's a predator fish underneath trying to eat them. But they were there. Not much else to talk about. It was just a beautiful day, perfect sunny. There was a little bit of a marine layer for the first hour from a little before 7 to about 8. And then the sun started poking out, and then by 8:30 it was pretty warm. Had to get in the water to cool off and duck dive just to get cooled off, basically. So very good. Just a perfect day. Absolutely perfect day at Huntington Beach. So we'll see what tomorrow was like. Hopefully it'll be as good, but I doubt it. But you never know. You got to check. So until tomorrow, check out our sponsors, nappyclothing.com, Swing Easy Hammocks, Task Bullet, and Merch Hero. Thanks for listening. We'll see you out in the water. Bye.